It's race morning, October 5th, Twin Cities Marathon, number 10, number 1.
Yeah, we're pretty excited here. It's going to be my first ever full marathon. This will be Al's 5th one of the year, and we're getting locked in right now, and there's definitely a pretty big buzz here right now. A lot of runners, everyone kind of waiting. It's the calm before the storm, so we're getting excited.
This is Jerma's first race since he went out on top, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I can, after the way I went out on top, that was pretty legendary. I don't know if I can redo that type of effort here today, but we're just here to find the dog in us today and have a little fun.
This is step 1 of retirement. Sign up for a race, do a race. You just decided to do a marathon.
Yeah, why not?
Here in Spring Creek. Jeremy Martin, are you kidding me? Jeremy Martin in what will be his retirement race at his home track, the whole shot.
If you can hear this crowd right now, they are going nuts. Really good line right here. I think these outsides are still working for him. And it looks like Jeremy's going to let him go through.
Wow, that happened in a hurry, and yeah, not much fight from the number 6. Jeremy Martin is going to put it on the podium. Yeah! 90th career moto podium. And that might feel better than all of them. The home track hero, literally, in his retirement race, whole shot leads and finishes 3rd. Here in Moto 2, let's go! Jeremy Martin on the outside! He's done it again! Another whole shot! Incredible!
He just knows where he's strong at, and Joe Shimoda goes off the racetrack.
Oh, and there it is! Jeremy Martin back to the lead, and what is Joe? He's signaling something to his team. That was the mechanics area with a hand off the bars.
Yeah, that was, you can hear him going, but Hayden Deegan is doing what Hayden Deegan's done all year long. He's beating everybody else. Jeremy came out here and won this race. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. He wanted to do it.
There's Dad.
Do it.
All right, Dad's going to take time out of running the event now, too. The track owner with Alex. They got him in the announcer's tower. And Jeremy looking to bring it home. Hayden Deegan's going to win the overall. No one's going to remember that part. And this podium today will bring him within one of the all-time mark in this class. He's going to be one short of Steve Lapson, who was the team manager when he was winning titles for his team. This is it. In so many ways, Jeremy Martin ends his career with a win. That's a dream way to end it. There's the team.
There's something about you that caught my eye. There's something so true that sparks a light. And I don't believe in love first sight, but I can't deny this thing I found. I'm not saying that you would change my life, but what I'm saying is you make me come alive.
Every marathon tells a story. For some, it's about chasing a personal best. For others, it's about proving something to themselves, that they can do hard things, that they can see something all the way through. That's what makes the marathon special. 26.2 miles. It's long enough to test everything. Your fitness, your patience, your mindset. It's the one distance that humbles everyone, no matter how many you've run. There's no faking it. You have to respect the distance. Each runner out here has their own reason. A comeback story, a cause, a goal. They've been quietly working towards for months, and that's what I love about it. On race day, you see tens of thousands of people all moving in the same direction, all fighting their own little battle, yet somehow we're all connected by the same goal, to cross that finish line. For me, this was one about testing patience, seeing how deep I could go, and maybe learning something new about myself along the way.
First expo. First marathon expo.
Yeah.
3722. You said you're in the 4,000.
Yeah.
What number? 4311.
You remember your number?
Yeah. I hope so. I'm in line to kind of, you know, have it somewhat.
You might have to have your ID.
You think so?
Yeah.
I brought my wallet. Yeah, good.
722.
The bid number is 4297.
4297. Hold on. Jeremy?
Yep.
Okay, sure. Be right back.
Thank you. House?
Yep. Oh, we got some BioFreeze. You might want to grab extra for the aches and pains.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
I'll get some bio-free soon.
Yeah, put it in there.
Yeah, load that in there.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Yep. Here we are.
Yeah.
First ever marathon. We're ready. We can't back out now.
Ooh, there we go.
We are.
We have 3722.
Yeah.
All right. So this is, I was actually signed up for
Looks like.
Twin Cities Marathon in 2023, and they canceled it because of the heat. And it was probably only 5 or 10 degrees warmer than what's going to be forecasted tomorrow. But yeah, nothing like waking up at 4:30 in the morning, checking your email, event canceled.
Be a good weed whack.
So this will be the first time we're in Twin Cities. I'm excited.
Here we are.
Hey, those are pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's a little big, but
Yeah. Is it a small?
what is it? It's
You might,
large.
you might be able to trade it in. Yeah. Maybe down there.
It'll be
Check it
alright.
out. Yeah.
Be a good one.
Bio-freeze for
Oh yeah. I ain't got no kids, but I'm on kid duty.
I mean, maybe go ask him if you want.
What?
The guy that gave you your thing. See?
No, it'll be fine because it'll be a good weed whacking shirt. So that's the thing. You gotta have them. It's kind of weird to think there's like no warm up. It's just straight into it. I mean, I guess there's a warm up to the.
Well, I mean, you can warm up if you want. It's an age.
4297.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Thank you.
I was like, whoa. Yep, there we go. That was smart. Yep. Thank you.
Got your full round.
Yeah. My fan club.
Hey, you see this?
Thank you. Sweet. Got to do it for the gram.
That's my shoe, bro.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
This is Jerma's ratio choice. Went with the
Soft.
$300 Ferrari shoe.
It's really soft shoe.
Yeah.
Really soft.
You could say it's going to be a battle of the ASICs.
Yeah.
Jerma's racing in the Metaspeed Rays, and I got the Edge Tokyos.
Look at that.
Dude, these are really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I've been running in the Nike Pegasus.
Yeah?
And yeah, getting back in these bad boys, you can definitely tell I get a little more pep in my step. So maybe that'll catapult me to a
Literally about sent it down.
good time tomorrow.
We're just going to go like a
It'd be
mile.
nice.
Yep.
But they're kind of soft. They feel like they kind of want to roll. The new ASICs. I used to have the Metaspeeds, and the Metaspeeds were more stable. They weren't as soft and like kind of wanting to roll.
So you're like A6 ride or die?
No, I was training in Nikes, and then the race shoe has been an ASIC shoe. So I don't really know. Alex tried to get me on the Adidas, and then he tried to get me on, what else did he try to get me on?
I mean, mainly just an ASICs. ASICs have been my go-to for probably the last 5-6 marathons.
Yeah.
But he spent an extra $30 and went with the Ferrari of ASIC shoes.
Yeah, I went with the Mac Daddy Deluxe, dude. What do we got in there? These are the Metaspeed. Big dogs.
Yeah. So the whole brand is called Metaspeed. It's the you got the Metaspeed Sky.
No, the Metaspeed,
Paris.
Metaspeed Ray.
Yeah, you're Ray.
Yeah.
I have the Edge, and then there's the Sky.
Okay,
They're all called Metaspeed.
he just fact checked me.
Yeah, I know my shoes. I watched a lot of shoe reviews. I watched probably hours of shoe reviews on should I buy the Sky or the Edge Tokyo. And then I bought the Edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, let's lead it off, dude.
right.
Start your clock.
Saturday pre-race shakeout jog. Hayes in the barn, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah.
Hayes in the barn. Whatever preparation you had, it's gotta be enough. You can do it. If we did a 2:45 tomorrow, you and I both, it's a pretty gnarly time. Well, I gotta define gnarly. What's your definition of gnarly? Definition of gnarly? Because, 2:45 is a pretty solid marathon effort time. If you're looking to do the marathon, American marathon record, 2:05. But if you're, maybe there's like a dirt bike record, fastest motocross racer, race pro. I'm going for the average Jones. Yeah. Go for the average Jones here. Yeah, no, I mean, regardless, 2:45, you're looking at 6:18 pace for 26 miles. The shoes feeling? Pretty good. I don't know if I'm sold on the insert. I feel taller and like it's a little bit more unstable. So did you put the insert in? Yeah. I put the original one back in with what I got now. Alright, so the fueling strategy for today, over the course of these marathons I've been doing, I've kind of learned that I need more sodium. So I've hit on this a little bit before, but just the SIS gels and the Martin gels don't really have a lot of sodium, like 10 or 20 milligrams per gel. And so I came across these Never Second gels, which are awesome because they have 200 milligrams per gel. And then kind of one thing I've been trying since my last marathon, which was Grandma's in June, was just I like these black cherry cliff blocks just because essentially you can do 9 miles per thing. So 3, 6, 9, I do 2 blocks every 3 miles. And it's kind of nice because you're not carrying as much weight as the Never Second. Like if you're trying to fuel for a marathon, you're carrying like 7 or 8 of these bad boys. And it actually it's kind of a lot, not to mention where you're going to put it all. So these have been pretty clutch and just kind of microdosing in the caffeine, if you will. Probably like 20 to 30 milligrams each time. So yeah, I've been really liking just these two. That's what we're going to be using for Twin Cities, Never Second and Cliff. And then we got the Nike Fuel Belt. So I had 2 of them. I gave one to Germa, and I have the other one, and it's basically just 10 ounces of water, and I put a whole element packet in there, so 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And that is the fueling program for Twin Cities. We'll let you know if it works or not. When it comes to a marathon, Jerma, definitely there's a saying, mile 20 is the wall. And so it's definitely something you really have to be prepared for it. And I think it starts with mile 1, like being on top with your gels and your electrolytes and filling with carbs and electrolytes. And I think another thing too is just going into it easy. This isn't a 5K or a 10K or even a half marathon. Like you really have to be slow at the beginning. Not necessarily slow, but just like if your goal pace is 6:10, maybe we come in the first couple miles 6:20, 6:30 or wherever, just especially with the hotter conditions. But the last thing you want to do is go out like 5:30 mile, through the marathon.
Okay, so I hear you there. Now, I got to think, I've never done a full marathon. So for me, I feel like the only thing I can relate to is in moto with when I get 10 minutes to go or 10 plus 2 from the mechanic, that's where you really start to feel the fatigue and the suffer. And you feel like on a hot day, you feel the heat pouring off of you. You feel it in your boots. Give me like a perspective. What mile marker are you hitting today or typically in the 5 marathons you've done this year that you feel like you feel that?
So I gotta say, you know the feeling well. Southwick, second moto, when you're grinding and eating dirt, roost, and max heart rate, that pain is not really something you feel in a marathon.
Okay.
I feel like in order to complete the marathon, even if you're going fast, you're never quite tapping into that like full body lactic shutting down, and plus you're moving less clothing. thing. You don't have the heat of the dirt bike, so I gotta say it's a little bit more enjoyable than that. You know, so that's something you got to look forward to.
All right. You know, so for moto, it's 30 minutes plus 2. Marathon, we're going to be in it today for well over 2 hours.
Hopefully 2 hours and 45 minutes.
The wind is 16 miles per hour from the south.
By the 255 pace group. You can see the signs. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm staying at 618, 620.
Okay. Pay attention to your pace, because this first mile you can be ripping.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find.
By mile 3, the nerves had settled and the rhythm started to take over. The pace felt smooth, the energy from the crowd was unreal, and it was pretty special having little bro right there next to me. Not long ago, Jeremy was lining up for the last moto of his pro career, winning it in front of the hometown crowd at Spring Creek. That moment was pure storybook stuff. So to be here now, just a few months later, running stride for stride through the streets of Minneapolis, it was pretty dang cool. So he didn't have the same build-up as me, no structured marathon plan, no big training block, but that's kind of who he is. He's tough as nails, lots of heart, and that big set of lungs to boot. Even without the miles in the bank, I knew he'd show up and compete. That's what we've done our whole lives, basically. Just push each other, side by side, always getting the best out of each other. There's that headwind. Ooh, bubbles! We got bubbles! Not gonna lie, that's the last thing I want right now. That's up. It is tempting to want to just go. Is it? I like it. You're doing good though. I'm impressed so far. Hey! That was Mikey! Yeah, that made my day. So that's 6:03 pace.
What is it? Water! Missed it. Tried to jump myself. Not hot, but
I think we were around 6:10 that last mile. So. By mile 6, the noise of the crowd started to fade a little. The adrenaline's gone, and what's left is rhythm. Breath, footsteps, focus. Jeremy and I were still side by side, running smooth, clicking off miles in the 6:05, 6:10 range, right on pace. It's funny, we spent our whole lives chasing speed, trying to go faster, harder, always on the limit, but the marathon's different. It rewards patience, it punishes ego. I kept thinking back to his last race at Spring Creek, the perfect ending to a long career. Now here he was, only a few months later, hanging with me in a completely different kind of race. No trophies, no gate drops, just pure effort and grit, and maybe a nice medal once we cross the finish line. That's the thing about endurance. It finds a way to bring you back to the same lessons. Stay calm, stay steady, and keep moving forward.
Swinging in, jigging. We're going out whatever kind of pace we got out. XO7 average. We're 9 miles in. Just living. Just living.
So Jeremy and I were running side by side up until around mile 15 or 16 when I slowed down to probably 6:10, 6:15 pace, and he just kind of kept going at that 6 flat, 6:05 pace. And it was kind of tantalizing because I could just see him, 50 feet and then 100 feet and then 150 feet ahead of me, and he was just kind of slowly cruising away from me. And then we turned and went across the bridge that goes over the river. And then mile 21 or 22, you turn on the left onto Summit Avenue, and it's kind of the last straightaway to the finish. And that is a brutal section of pretty much elevation gain from mile 21 to 26. There's not much downhill, but there's a lot of uphill. And that's essentially where I kind of started dipping into the 650, 657. I had a few miles that really slowed me down. I was struggling with the side stitch at the time, and Jeremy just kept cruising like 6 flat pace through those, which was pretty remarkable. I kind of thought at some point he might hit the wall just because he didn't have the miles in his legs like I did. But he held strong and kept cruising, and then I probably lost 2 or 3 minutes just in that section alone right there, which was definitely a little bit of a bummer. But all in all, it was definitely a grind those last 6 miles to get home to the finish. I gotta say, I was pretty impressed, Jerma. You did a good job holding yourself back for the first, I would say 13. Yeah. We went through halfway and probably 120 flat, roughly. And yeah, especially the first couple miles, I could tell you were really wanting to just let her eat.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we kind of talked about it. We were like, hey, what's your goal? The goal was to open up at a 618 or basically a 618. And we opened it up, I think, a 605, 610 right in there. And then we were honestly just kind of on the rivet running that pace the whole time. And I was a little bit nervous. I think you were too, because we knew that it was a little faster than what we wanted to for our end goal, which was a 245. But, I think one thing that I got to say that you, Troll Training, John Wesley, and you, Alex, did a really good job with me. This being my first ever marathon, was you guys gave me a great program, and I had professional coaches that have built their craft in the trenches. And I think that was like a really big thing for me. Fueling strategy, just general dialogue as far as race day vibes, and then also I think when you're going to hit the wall and how to get through it. I think I was really grateful for the coaching and what you guys were able to do for me. So, and I was obviously able to beat my PR time, which was a 2:45.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to beat your PR when you've never done it before. But now there's something you said, like, I will say just, you know, we were both professional racers for 15 years, and you learn a lot through trial and error. And I feel like with the marathon, my first one, I didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of training like a meathead moto guy. And I feel like over the years, you know, well, I guess I've only been doing it for 3 years, but you definitely learn, hey, it's only one step at a time, 1 mile at a time. And that's the way even you approach your like training during the week, just one session at a time. You know, I really feel like this year there's been, even for you, like there's no hero workouts. You're just trying to be consistent and get in the training each day, you know, and be steady, consistent. And, you know,
I think another big thing too that I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to hit home on with is the fact of the highs and the lows, right? Like with you having your career and John as well in sports and just performance and laying it all out there on the line, understanding that it's like climbing a mountain. You know, there's times where, you know, nutrition is good, motivation is high, everything's on point, but then there's times when you're climbing the mountain and you feel like you're almost there and then you get set back down. You know, and I think you guys have a really good job of being realists and kind of making sure that your clients know that.
Oh, thanks, Jerma. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty sick to see little bro first marathon debut at Twin Cities, and just if so you guys that are watching know. Of all the marathons I've done, this is probably the gnarliest in terms of like the heat. You know, when you look at 70 degrees, it doesn't seem that warm, but I'm telling you, when you're running 26 miles, 70 degrees is a lot. And the elevation, like I'll be curious to see what we had for actual gain, because it seemed like there was a lot of gain, especially from mile 20 to 26. It was like a 6 mile uphill. So for me to PR and for German to be almost breaking sub 240, I would say that's a pretty darn good day overall. So yeah.
You're gonna switch shoes?
No, I like these shoes.
Did you have an ankle roll at all?
No,
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, my left ankle.
Yeah. I did get a blister like around mile 15 or so. Like you could just feel it. You know, like each mile gets a little bigger and a little bigger. But
so it says our ascent was 1217.
Wow, 1,200 feet of gain. Yeah. So the other thing too is like from a mental standpoint. Like at one point, I think we were at mile 9, and I'm like, all right, Jerma, 9 in, only 17 to go. And like that right there is like, that can like totally defeat you. You know, if you have to have the mindset of just 1 mile at a time, you know, but I do feel like if you look at it like, oh, 25 more to go or 24 more to go or 17 more to go, it makes you want to just sit down.
Yeah, for sure. I was able to kind of stay pretty good on that. Like I felt like I lived in the moment, and it was just mile by mile, thinking about my fueling strategy and just trying to, there's a couple times I was in the rabbit hole. You know, about mile 9 to 13, I was kind of on the struggle bus. And then I was able to kind of have a come to Jesus meeting with myself and kind of get it back together. And then that kind of helped me for a little while. And then it was just an all-out dogfight the last 3 miles.
You had a pretty good poker face then, because I was thinking you were just completely fine. Twin Cities Marathon, that's a wrap for the Martin Bros. Hope you enjoyed the show.